Between filing taxes, washing dishes, and running endless errands, the modern daily grind is overwhelming. Our brains are wired to log these mundane tasks strictly as exhausting weights dragging us down. It is our cognitive default setting. Without a broader context to place these tasks in, we get stuck. The human mind becomes trapped in a constant, inescapable cycle of baseline stress. This is a diagram showing the irony of human desire. It maps out a cognitive glitch where our minds are locked in a perpetual loop, constantly looking over the fence at what we lack. You see this play out socially all the time. Single people often long for the companionship of marriage, while married people catch themselves craving the independence of being single. The contrast is even sharper in our physical realities. An able-bodied person complains about having to stand in line, while someone in a wheelchair wishes they had the physical ability to stand at all. We experience this chronic dissatisfaction because we take our baseline reality completely for granted. Breaking out of this loop requires a deliberate intervention. That intervention often comes from unexpected places. Consider a 9-year-old girl given a seemingly risky homework assignment. Identify 3 negative things in your life and write down why you are grateful for them. Her answers reveal a surprisingly sophisticated logic. She lists bitter medicine, noting that its unpleasant taste is the exact mechanism required to make her healthy again. She then lists being scolded by her mother. Instead of viewing it as an attack, she processes the scolding as a direct signal of parental love and discipline. At 9 years old, she is effectively using a cognitive technology called reframing. She is taking negative inputs and deliberately inverting into positive emotional outputs. This is a flowchart showing a data processing pipeline, illustrating how an adult can apply that exact same mechanism to the daily grind. Negative inputs flow into a central processor, the active practice of reframing. When you run adult stressors through this process, the data changes. Paying taxes becomes proof that you have a steady income. Cleaning a messy house becomes proof that you have shelter. The outputs emerging on the other side look completely different. Those heavy, exhausting burdens are mathematically converted into recognized assets, like family, security, and stability. The objective reality hasn't changed. The taxes are still due, and the house still needs cleaning. But the brain's data processing has, immediately turning a perceived burden into a recognized advantage. It is one thing to reframe household chores. It is another to test if this perspective holds up when the situation is genuinely dire. Take the metaphor of a baby goat caught between an approaching lion and a hungry crocodile. In a moment of total doom, the goat's only tool for survival is its internal state. This is similar to the image of a jackfruit growing on a seemingly dead, dried-up tree. It suggests that even in a dead season, growth is still possible. Maintaining hope and gratitude in these extremes ensures you remain alert to a solution. By refusing to mentally surrender, you stay ready for the miracle, that unexpected exit that only becomes visible if you haven't already given up on the outcome. Zooming out, this reveals a broader architecture to our experiences. Life functions as an experience designed for your benefit. We can view this through a seasonal framework. Personal failures, heartbreaks, and betrayals belong to your autumn. Autumn is a biological necessity. Trees shed the leaves they no longer need to conserve energy and survive the winter. These cyclical setbacks are required architectural features of long-term growth. They ensure you are ready to bloom when spring arrives. This leads to a final framework, the sculptor. Human hardship functions as a deliberate, violent act of creation. Every major stressor, every difficult tax season, and every painful scolding acts as a hammer and chisel. They are actively stripping away the unnecessary parts of who you are. This chipping away slowly reveals the highly upgraded, successful version of yourself that is hidden inside the rough stone. This is the core mechanic of perspective. When you consciously change the way you look at your struggles, the literal nature of those struggles transforms.